hard time setting goals. I'm personally an overachiever, and if you know anything about the Enneagram system, I'm an Enneagram 3. What that means is when I set goals, they're usually huge and pretty much unattainable, but I think if I just work hard enough, I can attain them, but they're not even close to being realistic. And so I set them, I try to achieve them, and when I don't, inevitably, because it's impossible to, then I feel like a total failure and I go into this burnout spiral. So I'm going to be approaching goals completely different for 2022. I've learned a lot about myself in this past year, more than any other year, really. And I'd love to sit here and have a little chat with you to talk a little bit about what I've learned about setting goals, whether it's in business, whether it's here on YouTube, or even in your life. And what I'm personally planning on doing with setting goals in 2022, because I'm going to need your help. So grab a cup of coffee, grab some hot chocolate, grab some tea. Heck, grab a glass of wine if you need it, because it has been a year. I'd be grabbing that wine with you if I wouldn't have to go pick my son up right after I'm done filming this video. So grab a beverage and let's chat. So I'm going to break down this video in kind of what I was doing versus what I am going to be doing. And before I jump into it, I want to personally ask you for some accountability here in 2022. And there's something that I noticed that's been really missing here in the YouTube space and the online business world as well. And that's transparency. So I'm thinking, let me know down in the comments if this is something you'd be interested in watching every single month, but doing kind of a monthly check-in on my goals, doing a YouTube analysis, monthly analysis, and a business analysis. So like I tell you what I want to achieve in the next month, and at the end of that month, I kind of catch you up. What happened? Did I do it? Did I not do it? Why didn't it happen? And really bring you into my business books, my YouTube analytics, and be realistic about what is achievable in this online world and on YouTube and what isn't. So let me down in the comments, are you down for a monthly series of transparency? Okay, let's talk about what I've been doing. One of the biggest things that I've used for probably 3 to 4 years when it comes to goals has been Powersheets. This is my 2021 Powersheets planner. I think, like I said, this is the 4th year that I did them, and I've been a huge proponent of them. In fact, years ago, I tried to incorporate monthly check-ins with my Powersheets, but it just didn't pick up steam. But it got to be too much for me. Like I said, I set these unrealistic goals for myself. So setting them every single month and then going back at the end of the month and reviewing the goals that I set that I didn't achieve, and constantly in this cycle of feeling like a failure, I had to kind of sit that aside. And time. Powersheets are amazing, but you need to put the time into them to really get the results that you want. And just as much as 2020 was, 2021 was a lot of pivoting and flexibility and really figuring out how to maneuver this new world that we're living in right now. And so I just didn't have the time to commit every single month to checking in, reevaluating, and creating new goals. During this past year, I built unexpectedly a multi-6-figure agency, and then I also run my education side of my business, which is multi-6 figures too. So doing this and knowing that I constantly felt like a failure at the end, I really just avoided it. So what am I doing moving forward in 2022 when it comes to goals? I'm still going to be setting goals, but something that I found is easier for me to track and do and keep up with is the Full Focus Planner, and it's a 90-day planner. So I don't have to think like the entire year starting in December, like what do I want to do by next December? Heck if I know, because who knows what days the kids are going to be sick, how many weeks they're going to be sick. So with the 90-day planner, I'm able to have more flexibility. I'm able to say, oh, I didn't plan to launch a new program in this Powersheets for the year, so I can't do it. But here, I get to reset every 90 days and really track the progress. I feel like 90 days is easier for me to manage than an entire year. Now, if you're interested in me doing like a full detailed tutorial on how I use this, I'm open to doing that. Let me know you want a Full Focus Planner video in the comments. I will be on my 3rd one, so I'm wrapping up my 2nd one. You got to get a new one every 90 days, but I do really, really like this style, and I am keeping up with it in 2022. I will mention that I still have a rough outline for my entire year. So I have a whiteboard calendar. It's literally right there. And I've already gone through the year to map out vacation, when we're going on vacation. I'm looking at it right now. Dates I will be out of town that I already know that I'm going to be out of town for 2022. And planned launches. So when I do want to do my live launches, they're already on the calendar, but that's the basics of my entire year. I'm going to dive into the nitty-gritty of 90 days here in the next couple of days, but I do have a rough outline of my year. All right, moving on to the next thing. What I was doing before, so through this year, was not having any clear themes or guidance on what I was doing every day of the week that I was working. Now, what I was doing is creating like a complete to-do list, like every Sunday or Thursday when I was wrapping up work, to know what I was working on the next week. This was productive. This did allow me to get a lot of things done. But as my business is changing and the needs for my business is changing, I gotta change the way I'm planning my days. On average, I'm only working 25 to 30 hours a week between dropping kids off at school and picking them up and doing all those morning and afternoon things. But I'm building an agency that for the first year ever has hit multiple 6 figures in revenue. I'm also building an education business where we launched Video Strategy Academy 4 times this past year. So I'm realizing moving into 2022, I've got to really focus on what am I working on to move the needle in my business, and where is my time really needing to be spent. So moving forward in 2022, I'm really going to be blocking my days for specific tasks. It's what we are hoping to achieve. Again, you can check in with me in a couple weeks and see how it's going if we're going to do those monthly series videos of checking in, kind of like check in with Trina. But what I'm planning to do is every Monday and Tuesday are completely blocked on my calendar. And what I'm going to do is Mondays are content planning, Tuesdays are content creation. Every other week, I'm going to be doing that for YouTube. Then the other weeks, any other content in my business. Email newsletters, sales emails, landing pages, even some Instagram content. But that's what I'm going to be focusing on, and I need to make sure I've cleared my calendar, cleared the work that is kind of assigned to me for all of Monday and Tuesday. So what I've been doing to really prepare for that is trying to get my entire brain out on paper so my team can understand how I would think. So at this point right now, we have 1 full-time employee, 1 part-time employee, and a gambit of contractors. But I need my full-time employees to think like me. So as they're working with our agency clients and they're developing our agency clients' strategies and they're reviewing their videos and they're posting their videos and they're working with the members of Video Strategy Academy, they are giving them the exact same answer that I would give to them. So for the entire month of December, I've really been honing in on getting my brain on paper, making kind of processes for every single thing that we do in the business, doing training videos for everything that I do in the business, just so that they can easily pick up a checklist and know exactly what I would do and how I would think and what this process would look like. So I can then focus on creating the content that brings more leads to my business, that brings more leads to my agency, that gets more people on my email list, because that's what's generating the revenue on the back end of my business, right? I'm making these YouTube videos and I'm creating this content that I have to create. Nobody else can create this content. I'm the face of my business. So I need to be creating it so that I can continue to ultimately generate leads and revenue in my business. That took a lot of time and it was a hard process for me to get to. I know I should have been doing processes a while ago, but it's been so hard for me to figure out like a decision branch tree, whatever you want to call that, and processes to get all the intuitions that I have in my head when it comes to planning strategies out on paper so my team can think just like me. And now I get to focus 2 days a week on why I started this whole business, and it was creating content and helping you all out with this content. And so I'm really excited to get more creative with my YouTube content and have more fun with it again, because I will have the time and the space to do it. The next thing, so for the past 3-4 years, I worried a lot about social media. That's the video multiplier formula. I talked a lot about repurposing content, taking it here on YouTube and your blog posts and your email newsletter and Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat and all the places, right? Well, I'm taking a step back from that for a little bit. And look, I run my business, so I get to make the rules for my business. And if I decide I want to change the way I do something, I get to do that because I built my business and I'm the decision maker. It's crazy. Like, I don't have to follow the rules because it's my rules that I should follow. And so that's why I'm going to be shifting away a little bit from Instagram, at least for Q1 of 2022. I'm focusing purely here on YouTube. If you watched my video 2 weeks ago, I talked about how my YouTube channel is dying because I literally haven't given it any tender loving care for most of the second half of 2021 because I've been doing that for my clients. And so I want to breathe life back into this YouTube channel and connect with you all here that are watching it. So at least for Q1, probably through Q2, I'm focusing purely here on just YouTube. Now, if I have time, I will post on Instagram, or if I get inspired, or there's Mondays and Tuesdays when I am creating content, if I have the time to create Instagram, I will still be creating Instagram content, but it's just not going to be a priority of mine anymore. Since I'm getting serious here on YouTube, what I am going to be doing is I'm upping my posting schedule to 2 videos a week. And I'm going to be changing my publishing schedule to Mondays at 9 a.m. and Thursdays at 9 a.m. And I want these videos to be these noteworthy videos that you've all been talking about in the comments. So I need to hear from you. Please, I've created a quick survey for you to fill out that's going to give me a little bit of information on what you're looking for here on my channel, what kind of content you value most, and what kind of content you would like me to talk about. You can go to trinalittle.com/feedback. It'll take you less than 5 minutes to fill it out, but it's really going to help me structure the content that I'm going to be creating here. So if you want to learn more about my business strategy, or about my planning tactics, or about my YouTube strategy, this is going to be the place for you to put your input in so you can see them here on my channel. And I'm absolutely open for you leaving any kind of comments down below on what you want to see too. I just need to hear from you. I just need to understand this is the direction you want the channel to go and the most content that you want to hear me talk about. Because as you know, I love YouTube. It's a huge aspect of my business, but it's not my business, right? YouTube is a lead gen, just like Pinterest, just like Instagram. And so I just want to know if you're ready to hear more about the business tactics and what about the business tactics you want to hear about. Now, I will be taking next week off, the week between Christmas and New Year's, to gear up for our brand new posting schedule starting on Monday, January 3rd at 9 a.m., followed by Thursday, January 6th at 9 a.m. I want to thank you so much for being a part of this community and supporting me through the past couple of years. It has been a wild ride here on YouTube. It's been a wild ride for business owners in general. And I just thank you so much for sticking with me. If you're brand new, thanks for watching this far and commenting and supporting. And while 2021 has been a surprising year to say the least, because I never expected building this multi-6-figure agency, it's been a really amazing year. I hope you all have a great holiday season. I will see you in the new year. And don't forget, I need your feedback, please. trinalittle.com/feedback, and make sure you are subscribed if you're excited to see the direction this channel is going in 2021. Thank you.